Hey, what's going on? It's Rock. So, today, I've been thinking about this theory in the games I've been playing and um, being at work and shit like that. Just like the random spare seconds of my time. Um, and it's about a theory of dopamine and basically how we chase after them when we're depressed and some of the things that we do that's ineffective, that it's not actually helping, just making us feel better. And the idea is that we chase after these small things that don't really matter, like like an IV drip, right? And the example that always gets thrown around is, what do you do when you're sad? You go clean your closet, you go organize your closet, right? And then at the end of it, you feel better, but then it goes away real quickly because you haven't actually made a change. Just double check. I'm hearing something in the background. Nope. Okay. That's weird, right? But I don't think that that's really a good way to explain what they're trying to get across. Because depression is different for every single person. People think, oh no, you can't do this, you can't do that, or I tried this and it didn't work, right? That's because there's no singular thing, because everybody's chemical imbalance is different. And not only that, but your perception of the activity is going to be different based on your experiences, and may mean more or less mental health wise to you, based on you. And so why doesn't cleaning your closet work? Well, because cleaning your closet to a lot of people is something that they don't normally do or have a whole lot of input from, mentally. And it's it is what it is to clean your closet. However, here's where my thought line differs, right? Is that you can do things that maybe other people don't consider to be extremely important, but when you do it, it makes an impact. And it's a lasting impact. And I think that we have to look at what is causing the depression or contributing towards depression symptoms in our lives, and then targeting those areas to facilitate some sort of lasting change or lasting improvements in our experience as we are depressed. I don't think that anything's going to solve it, but again, a lot of this is about chasing a good feeling and having it last while you are depressed. So, I think that if you are working, a desk job and you are at home, stuck in COVID, and you're just not moving around a whole lot, you're sleeping more, you're doing the things, that you're depressed, maybe one of the things that's contributing towards your depression is that you're not fulfilling a physical need to get up and move around. This may be what a go-to for many people to say, including myself: go up and work out. And then you feel better, and you feel better for like a day or two, and then you stop, and that's it. It comes back. So if you maybe make working out a routine, it could help, because you're fulfilling a need that is causing or contributing towards that chronic depression. Versus somebody who, maybe has a job where they're working all the time, or where they just work out constantly and they're still depressed. I know that depression is a chemical imbalance in the brain, right? Having said, there are things that we do in our lifestyles that contribute or trigger these events for most people, and so we got to figure out why. So if you're somebody who always works out and you're super depressed, maybe working out for the 50th time doesn't do anything for you, right? We got to figure out why that is. And so, an example of this would be, maybe you work out every day and you're eating healthy and everything's going great, but you're still depressed. But you're in an abusive relationship, man or woman, even, mental side, emotional side, financial, torture. or abuse, whatever the issue is, you know, these other things that you do now become cleaning the closet, right? Because they're not addressing the problem in your life that is agitating or aggravating or triggering the depression, right? So while these things may be good to do, if you're using them as a crutch for momentary relief from the issue, they turn into closets that you're cleaning instead of solutions, right? Another one would be substance abuse, right? If substance abuse is the thing that's hurting you, understand what substance abuse does. You know, for many people, it's alcohol. That's going to block your vitamin consumption. That's going to block your normal food table. That's going to block your, your recovery time, your immune system. You're going to be getting sick more. You're going to be, your body's going to be constant recovery mode from the legitimately, arguably poison you're putting in yourself in copious amounts, right? That's not good. So in this situation, stopping the drinking is the number one solution. And to do that, you may need to work out. You may need to eat better. You may need to do some melatonin. You may need to do some of these other things that can help you contribute towards being able to actually stop drinking. And in that case, those are not things that you're doing, as a cleaning up your closet kind of fallacy or ineffective. It's not a fallacy. It's an ineffective, contribution, momentary dopamine hit, chasing an IV drip. But, if you can find what one of your underlying depression issues is, and it's usually multiple things. Like for me, I have like 5 or 6 things going on every time, and I don't quite figure them all out until I'm out of the fog, or at least I've got it to a manageable level. But if you can work on those things, and that's the key. Some things you can't work on, right? Some things you just can't. Like for instance, my boss right now, she's working me as many days in a row as she can, and then giving me a couple days off, and then work me right back through on the busiest days every single time she can, just because she doesn't like me because I pulled her in the office 2 months ago and chewed her out. Yes, I pulled my boss in the office and chewed her out because she was wrong. But I'm paying for it, and she's never forgotten. Not a whole lot I can do there, and yeah, it's probably contributing to a little bit of depression. I think that the IV drips in that case can be good because there's really not a whole lot I can do. I can manage my time well, make sure I'm sleeping well, make sure I'm eating well, make sure I have some sort of routine to my day, even if my hours aren't consistent. To kind of combat that, but a lot of times that's just not enough. So I may need to chase those dopamine hits. I may need that little IV drip of extra. But I have to understand that the IV drip of extra is not helping. It is just coping. It's a coping mechanism versus, like in a, substance abuse issue where the cure would be to stop using the substance, right? So that's my idea. That's my take on the IV drip things. I think you hear a lot of this from people who don't get it, don't understand, or who maybe haven't put enough thought into it. Yes, there are things that you can do that are like temporary reliefs, and they're not always going to be the thing that you need to put your energy towards. That's 100% true. Cleaning out your closet. A lot of times there's something much more important you could be doing, but it feels good for a couple minutes and then it is what it is. An example that could be cleaning your room, though. If you're living in an unsafe or unhealthy or trashy environment, that could 100% trigger or cause issues with your chemical imbalance and your perception of the world, and that may be worth something doing, because it's immediate and it's always in your face. cleaning out your closet thing, that's pretty much the dopamine chase, right? It still has its place, you know, on things that you can't deal with, as trying to cope with those, doing things that make you happy because you can't fix the thing that's making you sad. But if you can identify and chase after the thing that is truly making you sad, that is the way to go. And that's my opinion on the subject. Let me know if you have a different take or anything like that. I'll see you guys next time.